Here's a blitz out of the nickel 326 or 325 that I think could be pretty useful. It's out of the like I said, the nickel 32335. Sorry, the nickel 335, and it's the three-man under. And then we'll just run it against a regular shotgun play here on offense. Um, let's go with a play like double cross. Um, Now there is one thing to keep in mind when you do run this blitz. I'll show you guys how I set it up here in just a minute. But this guy is the guy who we're going to get pressure with. Is this slot cornerback? And so it does help if you have a faster player here. Florida State happens to have I think it's 98 speed there. So I mean most teams won't have that guy. But one thing you can do, and I didn't show this, I probably should have. But you can do a package sub here, and it'll put your starting cornerback in at the slot cornerback if you don't have a fast player to put in at your slot cornerback. Some teams don't have a lot of speed, and so that's just something you might want to consider. Like I said, this is going to be the guy that we're going to use to get pressure, and so it's best if we can get the fastest player possible there. So the setup here is pretty simple. Actually, it's kind of complicated, but I think it's workable. So basically, what you do is you shift the line to the right, and then you crash to the right. So shift plus crash, and then you want to re-blitz this defensive end, so blitz him straight down, and then you want to select this outside linebacker, and see he's already blitzing, and we just want to move him down anywhere in this area, basically just closer to the line is fine, and then re-blitz him, and then I like to select this middle linebacker here. Now he's blitzing by default, but I would rather have him play a hook zone. Since I crashed the line, that defensive end who was playing a hook zone by default is now rushing the quarterback, and so I want to have somebody else dropping into the middle. And so I'm going to go ahead and use the middle linebacker to do that, and then I'm going to select this outside linebacker and have him play. You could do either a flat zone or a buzz zone, but basically something to the sideline. So I'm going to do a buzz zone here. You could do a flat zone if you wanted. This is basically what the final play art is going to look like. So that's the play art. Now I know that was kind of a couple steps. I'll go through it one more time after I show it, and we'll just look at how I think you can get it set up pretty quickly, but you'll want to practice it. So let's go ahead and look at the play, and then we'll break it down in instant replay mode. Now, that is one thing to note here that I have seen, and it's just something that not a whole lot you can do with. But these slot cornerbacks, they do have a propensity to miss the tackle. So that's just something you're going to have to be prepared with. That will happen from time to time. It doesn't happen like all the time or anything like that, but it does happen from time to time where they come in untouched and they miss the tackle. But luckily here, our defensive end was able to also get pressure coming from the other side, and he cleaned it up. So that's kind of what you're hoping for, is that if he does miss the tackle, that somebody from the other side will happen to get pressure and be able to make the play, or at the very least, you'll force the quarterback to leave the pocket. But basically, this works like an edge blitz concept. That's basically what we did here. By shifting the line to the left, or to the right, we shifted to the right, and then we crashed to the right. What we almost create here, if you look at it, is a four-man line with our linebacker lined up as basically a stand-up defensive end. And our defensive end is now shifting down, and he's playing more like a defensive tackle. So that's basically what we did by doing this. And so then we blitzed these two players straight ahead, basically the same thing that we would do if we were doing edge blitz concept. We have these two players rush straight ahead, and then this guy is going to blitz off the edge, around the edge, to get pressure on the quarterback. And see, that's what we want to do, is we want to make sure this guy rushes straight ahead. Otherwise, this tackle is going to try to, he's going to want to come pick up this guy, but because this blitzer here blitzes straight ahead, he has to pick him up, or else, and if he doesn't, for some reason he doesn't, then the linebacker will come free. And then basically, if you notice here, our center is preoccupied. The center is preoccupied with these guys over here, and so that's going to allow the cornerback to shoot in untouched. And that's basically what you're looking for as far as the pressure goes. The nice thing about this is a five-man blitz, so you do have some solid coverage behind it. I like this. I'm a big fan of these kind of hook zones that these safeties do, because I notice they shoot down and they're pretty good at picking up these kind of crossing routes. So that can be useful. They kind of play those kind of things pretty well. I get a lot of interceptions off of this special kind of hook zone that some of the blitzing plays have safeties use. And then we put this linebacker here in the middle hook zone, so he's going to basically take away anything over the short middle. If you look here, that was all pretty well covered. And then this guy here is playing a buzz zone. My controller's kind of messed up, so he didn't actually move. But if my controller weren't messed up and it weren't left on him, which it wouldn't be in a game, he would have dropped off somewhere into this area. So that's basically what the coverage would have looked like. And so this would be this would be the kind of thing you'd want to use in a long yardage type situation, passing situation. Obviously, if you're going to a nickel 3-3-5, you're probably looking to play against the pass. And then of course you got 3 deep coverage behind it, with your 2 cornerbacks playing, and then the guy who I would manually control is probably this safety here. Manually control with this guy, and that would just give you freedom to kind of roam around, or play over the top, or to adjust to the play as necessary. So that's the play. Let's go ahead and run it one more time, and I'll show you how to set it up, sort of the quickest way. Give you an example of a quick setup, and run it one more time. Let's call timeout here because I think the offense was going to run a spike play. So again, it's the nickel 3-3-5. It's this 3-man under. And we'll go ahead and practice it against a random shotgun play here. We'll go with a play like HB angle. Shift the line to the left, crash to the left, blitz, move forward, blitz, hook, buzz, done. And see, that time the linebacker actually came free around the edge. So I haven't seen that happen before. Usually, what I've seen happen is this cornerback come free. But either one of those guys will come free pretty much every time. So that's the blitz. And as you can see, you can get it set up pretty quickly once you practice it and get it down. And it's another one that I think is good to throw in your arsenal. I know a lot of guys have been talking about trying to find ways to blitz from different formations so that your opponent doesn't always know. The 3-3-5 is primarily a covered formation, so if you can get a couple blitzes out of it, that would be something that would throw people off. So anyways, that's the blitz. It's the nickel 3-3-5, 3-man under, and it gets pretty solid heat, and again has solid coverage because it's a 5-man coverage, 5-man blitz, 6-man coverage. So something useful to look at using in your game plan. And that's it. Hope you guys have some success with it.